Shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Racha, Kodash, Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Herwan Banyasharalu of the Lions Den camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. Also, salutations to the sincere Akim pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Kharab Banyasharalu coming out of the Lions Den camp of Yasharala here in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, today I'll be coming out with a lesson. Title this lesson is Esau is fighting against the truth. And this is how he's fighting against the truth, one of his many devices that he is using. And it says here in this article, former U.S. intelligence chief warns that your boy Bo Jiden could freeze bank accounts to combat misinformation. And you already know that's a jab and a stab and a move against the truth coming out and being put out on the four corners of the earth. But let's continue. It says the White House has already made an attempt to collect bank account information from Americans last October in a move which Richard Grenell warned could be repeated. So there you go. Esau already breaking his own laws. You know, how you going to freeze somebody's bank account because they have an opinion or a statement about something? That's wicked. And that's evil, but it's really a jab against the truth. But let's continue. This is Richard Grenell, former director of national intelligence under the president Donald Trump, tweeted April 30th that Americans should beware of the new Biden administration's Ministry of Truth freezing bank accounts in the name of protection against misinformation. And you already know what Esau is trying to deem misinformation. He's trying to deem the truth in the scriptures of as misinformation, as hate speech and all kind of manner of debauchery, I should say, that Esau comes up with in his twisted laab, his twisted mind, his twisted heart. It says, don't be surprised if the Department of Misinformation freezes your ATM card until you delete your unapproved opinions. Now, see, they trying to approve opinions now. But let's continue. It says, delete your unapproved opinions, Grenell wrote. Democrats are weaponizing government agencies with reckless abandonment. And you already know these ain't nothing but a bunch of children. You know, Esau ain't nothing but a bunch of just a child. He wicked, but then, you know, this ain't nothing but an attempt to fight against the truth. This is all Esau's doing. He's just trying to fight against the truth. He's trying to stop the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai from coming out. But let's continue. It says the White House has already made an attempt to collect bank account information from Americans last October through a directive to the IRS, according to a report from ABC News. The Biden administration had to back down on a controversial proposal to direct the IRS to collect additional data on every bank account that sees more than $600 in annual transactions. So Esau, he putting his hands in everything now. But it's really, let's continue. You know, Esau trying to manage your money and stuff, when how much money you can have in your account, you know. But let's continue. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. We'll just do this right here. It says the turnaround came after widespread criticism from Republican lawmakers and banking industry representatives who said the tax enforcement strategy represented a breach of privacy by the federal government, according to the ABC report. So that's right there. That's why Bo Jiden and his constituents had to back off, because you breaching people's privacy. But nonetheless, this is still a tactic, a wicked, evil tactic that Esau is trying to use to come against what the truth. Let's continue. Let's see. All right, let me. I mean, you know, you can come back and read this article for yourself, but nonetheless, you know, this is Esau trying to come against the truth. So he's trying to freeze bank accounts now. So, things like Cash App, other platforms that use money. Esau trying to see anything over $600, it need to be regulated. Just various things. But the main key point of this is Esau is he's fighting against the truth, and he's trying to freeze people's income to stop an unapproved opinion, something that doesn't go with the status quo, i.e. ultimately he trying to come against this truth. This is Jeremiah chapter 5 verse 14. Wherefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, God of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. So because we speak the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the Lord makes our words fire, and these people wood, and it devours them. I mean, it burns them up. It exposes them. It corrects them. It reproves them, and they don't like it. And Esau is one of the main ones that don't like it. This fire, this truth, these words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is burning them up. That's why he's doing stupid things like, trying to freeze bank accounts, or could possibly move towards freezing people's bank accounts if an unapproved opinion and or gesture on these social media platforms is not agreed with by the higher ups, the big wigs. This is just a ploy against the truth. Don't be surprised if brothers that are doing the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Esau, want to take and freeze your card. Want to hold up your dividends. He want to freeze your income, but these bills still coming in. So don't be surprised, if it happens to anybody, mainly the men of the Lord, the true men. Let's continue. Let's go to Luke, chapter 21, verse 15. This is Luke, chapter 21, verse 15. It says, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom which your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. So the Lord is going to give us a mouth. He puts his words in us. He puts his spirit in us so that we can speak his words. The Lord says he's going to give us a mouth and the wisdom, which all of our adversaries, these other nations in Esau, shall not be able to gainsay nor resist, meaning they're not going to be able to come against this word, no matter how offensive it is, no matter how much they don't like it. You're not going to be able to come against the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So the Lord is going to give us what to say. The Lord gives us what to say. And because we speak his words, these words are like fire within our mouths, and it burns up Esau, because he's that wood, and it burns him up. So now he's stooping into a even lower tactic to try and stop the word of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai from coming out. That's really all this is. It's really about stopping the truth. But according to 2 Corinthians, you can't do nothing against the truth, but you can do everything for it. Let's continue. Let's go to Psalms 52. Because these things in this article ain't nothing but Esau's grievous words. Here we go. This is Psalms 52, verse 1. It says, why boastest thou thyself, Salakia, in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of Yahweh endureth continually. So Esau, why is you boasting yourself in mischief? Freezing people's bank accounts, or could possibly freeze someone's bank account for unapproved opinions, that's mischief. Why are you boasting yourself in that, Esau? Don't you know the goodness of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai endureth continually? The Lord see you, so he gonna stop you. Let's continue. Thy tongue deviseth mischiefs, like a sharp razor working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. Thou lovest all devouring words, O words, O thou deceitful tongue. So Esau's tongue deviseth mischiefs all the time. And this thing right here is a mischief that Esau has devised. It's like a sharp razor. You know what I'm saying? It works deceitfully. It's all it is a ploy to come against the truth, to come against the men of the Lord that are preaching the truth. Esau, he loves evil more than he loves good. And this thing that he is doing in this, trying to do in this article is something evil. Esau would rather be wicked than to do things that are good and to speak righteousness, meaning to speak the truth. Esau don't get on like that. Esau loves all devouring words. He has a deceitful tongue, devouring words. He wants to demonize you. He wants to assassinate your character. He wants to defame who you are as a person. With all manner of foolishness and wickedness, like the brother of Thanyala just did your part lesson on the Patriot Act. Something happened, and now you can magically consider all the citizens in your country domestic terrorists. That's mischief and wickedness. Let's continue. Let's go to Psalms 58. Verse 1 of Psalms 58. Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? So Esau, do you speak righteousness? Huh? Do you judge uprightly? No, you don't. You don't do what you're supposed to do because you're wicked, Esau. Freezing people's bank accounts based off an unapproved opinion. Somebody can have an opinion all day. Don't you understand that opinions are more often wrong than they are right? It's just an opinion. It's not concrete. Verse 2. Yea, in heart you work wickedness. You weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. So in your heart, Esau, you work wickedness. Esau works wickedness in his heart. You know, he weighs the violence of his hands in the earth. He look at the destruction that he has caused around the four corners of the earth, and he sits back to see how much more destruction he could cause. How much more he can try to come against the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But it does not work. Verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So as soon as Esau comes out of the womb and he starts to learning how to walk and talk, instant devil. He is estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they come out of the womb, working wickedness. That's how Esau is. Verse 4. The poison is like the poison of a serpent. The lies that they speak, it's like the poison of a serpent. Everybody knows poisonous snakes are deadly. You could get killed. You could die if a poisonous snake bites you and you don't receive the right or the proper care within a specific time limit. But again, their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They're like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. Esau's like the deaf adder that stoppeth his ear. He want to stop this truth. He want to hold his ears and not hear the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. He don't want to hear this truth. Verse 5, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, which will not hear the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which Esau would not hear the prophets, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming ever so wisely. So Esau ain't gonna listen to the men of the Lord. He ain't gonna listen to the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that are speaking this word ever so wisely, because the Lord has given us the words, the mouth, and the wisdom to speak. Let's continue. Micah. Chapter 2, verses 1 and 2. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields, and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away, so that they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. So there you go. Woe to them that devise iniquity. Esau stayed devising some form of iniquity in some way, form, or fashion. He stayed doing some old off the wall, round the corner BS, up under the rug type of crap. So it says woe to them that work iniquity. So destruction to those that work iniquity, because they work evil, because it is in the power of their hands. They practice it. Esau get up thinking doing something evil. Esau around here covered in fields, taking land from other people where he don't even belong. And using violence to do it. Taking away houses, taking away a man's heritage, oppressing the man in his own country, in his own house, taking away that man's inheritance. So yeah, Esau, you just did, and you got one coming. Just wait on it. It's coming. It's coming. Let's go back to Psalms. This time we're gonna go to Psalms chapter 50, verse 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. So there you go, Esau. You give your mouth to evil, and your tongue is framing deceit, lies, all kind of mischiefs, wanting to freeze people's bank accounts because of unapproved opinions, of under the guise of the ministry of truth. Esau, there's no truth that resides anywhere near or around you or even in you. And if you tell the truth, it is Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai that made you do it. But this is what Esau does. He giveth his mouth to evil, speaking evil things. And then on top of that, he speak against his brother, Jacob. He's trying to come against Yashar Allah, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And he is slandering his own mother's son. He coming against the same one that came out of the same womb that he came out of. But ultimately, it's to stop this truth. Just grabbing some cuts here and there for Esau. Now let's go to Sirach, chapter 23, verse 15. The man that is accustomed to opprobrious words will never be reformed all the days of his life. And Esau is accustomed to opprobrious words, slanderous words, wicked words, evil spoken things. And he's not going to be reformed. Esau ain't going to change. So all you jakes that's trying to save Esau, you can forget it. Esau ain't going to change. The Lord hates him. He will not be saved. He will be destroyed. And Esau is accustomed to opprobrious words, calling the men of the Lord black identity extremists, hate speech, calling us militant, trying to say that we are a militia. These are all opprobrious words, hateful words, evil, deceitful words. Sirach 21, verse 19. Oh, Salakia, verse 9. The congregation of the wicked is like tow wrapped together, and the end of them is a flame of fire to destroy them. So the congregation of the wicked, the tabernacles of Edom, are like tow wrapped together, meaning bundled up to be burned, bundled up to be disposed of. So this is your last hoorah, Esau. And this here bank account crap, this is just you trying to come against the truth, trying to come against the men of the Lord. Let's continue. Let's go back to Sirach yet again. This time chapter 27. I'm going to start at verse 23. Nope, verse 25. Salaki. Whoso casteth a stone on high, casteth it on his own head, and a deceitful stroke shall make wounds. So whoso casteth a stone on high, he casteth that same stone on his own head, and a deceitful stroke shall make wounds. And that's what's going on with Esau. He casting stones, and he don't know them stones gonna come right back down and pop him in the top of his cranium. He don't even know that the deceitful strokes that he is putting forth, they're gonna make wounds on him rather than what he's trying to come against, which is the truth of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Verse 26. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that setteth a trap shall be taken therein. So Esau, you're setting a trap for yourself. You digging a pit, but you're gonna be the one to fall in it. You setting the traps, but you're gonna be the one taken in that trap. Trying to freeze people's bank accounts for unapproved opinions. But guess what, Esau? Right when you get ready to fill your belly and do all this stuff, guess what? The Lord gonna take everything from you. The same trap that you laying, you're the one that's falling in it. The Lord got you in a trick bag, Esau. And for all you 2/3 of our people, y'all asses in that trick bag too. Because y'all want to cling on to Esau. You got to cling on seduction. So go on ahead and be seduced by the serpent, by the snake. When he go down, you go down. Verse 28. Mockery and reproach are from the proud, but vengeance as a lion shall lie in wait for them. So mockery and reproach are from the proud. We all know who proud on this planet. The base man is the most proudest person on this planet. And they always want to mock and reproach and place blame on people. But vengeance, judgment, as a lion shall lie in wait for Esau. Meaning right when it's gonna be waiting on him. While he trying to bring vengeance and judgment, it's gonna come upon him. Verse 29. They that rejoice at the fall of the righteous shall be taken in the snare, and the anguish shall consume them before they die. So all that rejoice at the fall of the righteous shall be taken in the snare that they have laid. Anguish shall consume them before they die. So Esau gonna be in dire straits before the Lord say, okay, get rid of him, it's over with. Esau around here glad that the men of the Lord are suffering, going through things are happening to him. Jake too, 2/3 of our people right along with him. And the men of the Lord, oh yeah, they got yeah. Happy because the men of the Lord getting persecuted or being come against by Esau. Yeah. When you rejoice at the fall of the righteous, anguish is gonna come upon you until you die. It's gonna consume you. Let's continue. My last point, since Esau wants to come against the truth with his bass awkwardness, if you flip the words around with his tomfoolery, he don't even understand. Last point. 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8. For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. So you can't do nothing against this truth, but you can do everything for it. Esau don't understand this. This is why his latest ploy. And by the way, this article is about 6 days old. I mean, it's fairly recent, fairly new, but just for record purposes, it's about 6 days old. But yeah, we can't do anything against this truth. You can only do for it. And Esau, this ploy right here is just another pathetic, sloppy, sorry attempt to come against the truth and the men of the Lord. Shalom.